Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Mock Draft Monday. This is At The Buzzer Sports, and I am your host, John Drummond. If you guys like these type of videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody subscribing. We are very close to 200 subscribers. I think we are 35 away. At the time I'm recording this video, we are at 165 subscribers, so I'm very excited to really be pushing this YouTube stuff forward. I had some followers on TikTok. I think I had about 3,000 on TikTok, and then I decided to move to YouTube because I honestly think YouTube's a little bit more fun than TikTok, at least to upload. So anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're doing today. Today, we're going to be taking the 14th picks in the lottery and taking the best prospect available for each pick. So we're just going to get right into it because I did my whole spiel on the prospects for this draft in the last video. If you guys did not see the last Mock Draft Monday, make sure you guys check that out. But with the first pick, I'm going to be taking Alex Sarr for the Atlanta Hawks. Like I said, Alex Sarr has a potential to be a very good player. I think he has the potential to be a multiple-time All-Star, a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I think he has the potential, or can have his potential to be risen up with a point guard, a playmaking point guard like Trae Young, and especially with the attention Trae Young is going to demand on the perimeter. And then you have a guy like Jalen Johnson. Don't think DeJounte Murray is going to start the season with the Atlanta Hawks. I think they're going to trade him, but I think they give it a season to give Jalen Johnson that number 2 option on the Atlanta Hawks. Let Alex Sarr grow as a defender, as a rim protector, which he showed very good signs of in his time overseas. So I think this is the pick for the Atlanta Hawks. At number 2 for the Washington Wizards, I'm going to take Nikola Topic, 6'7" point guard who can really move the ball around for the Washington Wizards. They have guys who can really benefit off that, whether it be Corey Kispert or Jordan Poole, who I think is going to have a better next season. Guys like Kyle Kuzma, guys like Bilal Coulibaly. I think this does not have to be the guy with this pick. This does not have to be the franchise player. I don't think Nikola Topic deserves to have that type of, he does not deserve to have that type of recognition on him, or he does not deserve to have that type of pressure on him. So I think Nikola Topic right there, he's another good player to have for when that franchise guy does end up coming available. I still think they'll be available to have the first, second, or third pick in next year's draft, so they can go get a guy like Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe, whoever it ends up being. Now, for the Houston Rockets, I'm kind of torn between Zachary Rissache and Reed Shepherd. I don't hate Stephon Castle as well, and I don't hate Ron Holland. I just think the Houston Rockets, this is house money because it's Brooklyn's pick, if you guys can see right here. You just pick a guy who is going to fit well with your team, and I think Rissache or Reed Shepherd is the best option. I think you getting Stephon Castle could be a little repetitive from taking Amen Thompson. I mean, you have a very good point guard who can guard multiple positions and can barely shoot. I don't know if that's a little repetitive, but I like Rissache here. I mean, a lot of people are telling me Reed Shepherd is the pick, and I don't hate that pick at all, but I think Rissache with the 6'10" shooting ability, the way Alperen Sengun is able to make plays for the team around him, I think him sitting in that corner, maybe cutting to the basket, or just coming off screens and being able to shoot the ball, it's going to take him a minute to get acclimated, but the best part about it is the Houston Rockets have so many young players to where he's not going to have all that light shined on him, and I think that's perfect for the Houston Rockets, so I'm going to go Rissache here. And for the 4th pick, I know in the last mock draft I took Ron Holland. I'm not going to be going with Ron Holland with the 4th pick here. Now, it says that the Spurs need a center, which is kind of very funny to me. But we're going to be going with Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle, the point guard out of UConn. And the reason I'm going with Stephon Castle is the Spurs need a point of attack defender. I don't think it's Devin Vassell. Don't think it's Trey Jones. I think Stephon Castle can come in and start at the point guard. He is a player that you can move him anywhere around the floor. I mean, I know we've heard reports of him only wanting to be a point guard, and I think he's going to play point guard in San Antonio, but we saw him in UConn, like, look, you're not going to be the point guard for us. You're going to be the primary defender at the 2. And another thing is he liked to send defenders straight to Donovan Clingan. And I think he'll be able to send, he'll be able to send the opposing offensive threat straight to Victor Wembanyama. If you want to drive to the rim, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to have to go up on Victor Wembanyama, and I think that fits well with that Spurs team. I mean, he has the ball handling ability. He didn't get to show that much in college, but I think he still has that ability to become a decent playmaker for Victor Wembanyama, and I think that's the move right there. Now, with the 5th pick, I'm going to go Reed Sheppard. I think this is the best fit for Reed Sheppard. Just because of the Pistons need a glue guy. They're not a team where, they were the worst team in the league, but they have guys. They have the Asar Thompson. They have the Cade Cunningham. They have the Jalen Duren. You need a glue guy. You need somebody who's going to come in and put all that together. Whether you start him next to Cade Cunningham, whether you bring him off the bench and let Jaden Ivey be the ball handler next to Cade Cunningham, I think Reed Sheppard is that glue guy. Next, for the Charlotte Hornets, I'm still going to go Matas Buzelis. I think this is a very good pick for the Charlotte Hornets. This is a guy where he did not shoot well in the G League at night, but a lot of people said if he shoots the ball well, he's the number 1 pick in the draft. So you don't want to let him fall too far in the draft, and I really like this pickup for them. For the Portland Trail Blazers, I'm going to go Ron Holland. You do not need a guard. Do not take a guard. Ron Holland, athletic defender. I think this works out perfectly for the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, with the 8th pick, I'm gonna kind of scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna take Tijan Saloon out of France. I really like Tijan Saloon. The scoring upside, the shooting upside, it's all there, in my opinion. It is all there for that team, in my opinion. So I think you go grab him, let him learn to be that second option for the Spurs. I think this is a very high upside pick, especially if the Spurs are looking at it as we do not have to rush it, So I'm going to take Tijan Saloon for the San Antonio Spurs. With the 9th pick, this is pretty easy. Donovan Clingan. This is a guy who's coming in at 7'2", 265. I mean, I don't know if that's right. I thought he was 7'2", 280. But you bring him in. We already see that the NBA is going back to that 2 big men lineup, especially with guys like the Timberwolves or guys like the Dallas Mavericks or the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Lakers. These are just really big teams in the West, and you don't want Jaren Jackson to be going pound for pound with Nikola Jokic, play in and play out. I don't think that is the best pickup. Now, for the Utah Jazz, I'm actually going to go Rob Dillingham here. Whether he becomes the scorer off the bench, whether they find a way for him to play next to Keontae George, I think he's an exciting player to put next to Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler and Keontae George, and I think he's going to play very well there. With the 11th pick, I'm going to have the Chicago Bulls take an upside guy in Cody Williams. Now, it's not going to be pretty his first year. His jump shot needs a little bit of work. He needs a little bit of work with the ball in his hand, but I feel as though he has the potential to be a top player in this draft class. I really do think 5 years down the line, they're going to look at him like, yeah, this was a great pick. Now, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm gonna go Jacoby Walt. I'm gonna go Dalton Knecht. This is a guy who is 22 years old. He's gonna be able to play the 2 or the 3 immediately. He's a great shooter. He's an older guy because this team knows they're gonna get back to the playoffs. So they're gonna want a guy who's gonna come in, who's NBA ready, and he's gonna fill a role. I like this pickup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, next, I'm not. Am I crazy to think that Kyle Flapowski could be a good player for the Sacramento Kings? I'm actually going to end up going with Jacoby Walter for the Sacramento Kings. You're going to lose out on Malik Monk. Jacoby Walter is a type of guy that's going to play very well for the Sacramento Kings. He can put the ball on the floor. He can play offline. And he has a good jump shot. He has a very good jump shot. He can catch and shoot. He can shoot off the dribble. I think this is a very good pick, especially if they're going to be losing out on Malik Monk. And with the last pick, the Portland Trail Blazers, I'm going to have them take Kyle Flapowski. I think this is going to light a fire under DeAndre Ayton just to play a little bit better. I mean, obviously you don't spend your lottery pick on somebody you just want to play to really be a potential matchup for DeAndre Ayton, but I think Kyle Flapowski, he's going to bring some energy to the rebounds. He's going to stretch the floor. I think it's a good pick. So that's going to round out my mock draft for the lottery this mock draft Monday. I know there are some different picks from where I picked them last video. I mean, Alex Sarr, Nikola Topic, and Zachary Risache. That's still the top three in my opinion. These are still the three best prospects in my opinion. And then we got Stephon Castle going at 4. He did not go 4 last video. Reed Shepard still goes at 5. Matas Buzelis still goes at 6. Ron Holland did not go at 7 for me in my last mock draft. I forgot where he went. Tejan Saloon goes 8 to the San Antonio Spurs. That did not happen in my last mock draft. Donovan Clingan stays with the Grizzlies. Rob Dillingham goes to the Jazz. Cody Williams goes to the Bulls. I feel like this is a really good mock draft.